Hi, welcome to our Monday photojournal book series. And today we're going to be making together a photojournal address book. And we've already made 3 other books in our series. And I will put that in the description box below for you. We've made a photojournal needle book. We've made a photojournal recipe book. And we made a photojournal bullet journal. So today is our photojournal address book, and this is going to be where we can keep our passwords, our websites, anniversary dates, anything important, our addresses obviously for our friends that we would like to send cards to, any important business addresses that you need to be having in here, any other important information that you want to have. And I am going to offer 3 of these. So this is my personal copy, and then I have 3 more that are identical to this one that I will be listing in my Etsy shop once I complete those. So I will put a link in the description below for my Etsy shop so that you can take a look. So welcome back to Markets of Sunshine. Hi, I'm Marcia. And this is the place where you can unlock your creativity and find many ways to use up your stash, your crafting supply stash. Sewing tutorials, crafting tutorials, journal tutorials, calligraphy. So we cover a wide variety of topics here. So I like to give you many options so that you're not just locked into one category, and I do it in a junk journal style. So I hope you will enjoy this video today, and if you do, please hit the like button, comment, share, and if you want to continue to see me and enjoy the videos and my giveaways and all the fun things that happen here on my channel, then please subscribe and hit the bell notification. But I only want you to subscribe if you are truly enjoying the videos and you will return, because that's what is the community is all about on YouTube and our channels. So let's start off with the size of the journal, photojournal address book first, and then we'll give you the supply list so that you can write all of this down. Now you can make yours any size you want. I do have store-bought ones that are smaller, and it's just an address book, and I just used it for a website book. But it was, and it has, it's like a little mini binder, and I could open it up and put new pages, but I decided I was going to just make one. This is 11 inches, so this is a 12 by 12 piece of paper that I have cut down. And so, whoopsie. I don't want that to stick right now. Okay. So we're going to use a Velcro closure. Okay, yep. Okay, so I kept the 12 inches and then I scored it in 2 places. So I scored it at 5 inches and then I scored it over here at 2 inches. So 12 piece of paper, so cut it 11 inches, 12 by 11, score it at 5 inches, score it at 2 inches on the other end. Okay, and then you have put your signature, so there's one signature in the middle. And then the pages for this are going to be 11 inches in length and 9 inches in width, and then just fold that in half, and then you sew it on the 5-inch mark, or you can hand stitch it in, glue it in, however you want to bind it. That is completely up to you. Now let me count and show you what I did with the signature and how many pages there are in the signature. So I did magazine pages, book pages, vintage map pages, and like a student logbook. This, I don't know where I got this from. Somebody. So many people I purchase things from, I lose track of that, So anyway, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 decorative pages, this is going to be where we will put our photos. So this will be the photo part of the journal. And then you can, you know, crop them down. You can do them any way that you want to. And then on the back of this one, it's a, I don't know if I printed this out. It could have been somebody's, anyway, or they just could have printed it out and sent it to me like that. But it's a solid white on the back. So you could do photo here, or you can do journaling here, whatever you choose. And then for your important dates, in my case, it's anniversaries. And so I just took my stamp out of my stash, stamped happy anniversary there. And then to get the lines, I have several of these stamps that already have the lines on them. And this one was absolutely perfect width already for my paper. So didn't that work out wonderfully? So this is 3 3/4 in length, and it is 1 1/4 in height. Okay, just knew you would like to know that information. And I used my Distress ink stamps. I used Vintage Photo, and I used Walnut Stain. I just alternated them, so you see the lighter, darker, lighter, darker. I thought that looked really nice. And then here, for when I start actually writing in, so I will come through here and like probably this page, let's see, A, B, let's see if we have enough for all the alphabet. C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, so that gives me plenty of space. I actually have 2 pages to spare. So plenty of space for the whole entire alphabet. So if I did that like I just called it out to you, one page is one letter, the next page is the other letter. And then how I will do this is, okay, so each line, and what I used were recipe cards. So any recipe cards that you have, it could be just a 3x5 card that are lined. And then I just cut these down to fit the size of the page. And then I inked around the edges. I thought that added a nice touch with this particular project. I love that, bringing that whole vintagey, because remember, we're going to be doing vintage, vintage, vintage for all of 2022. I just love vintage. That's my style. And I might throw in some country vintage is my style. And I might throw in some boho, some shabby, chic, you know, those kind of things. So there throughout the year it will vary, but it still will be vintage. So to be vintage country, vintage shabby chic, vintage boho. So it's gonna be both, mixing both types of techniques and styles there. Okay, and so this is very simple. And then where it left off, I just came in with my little lined stamp, and it fit perfectly too, and finished off the page. So wasn't that cool? So I will continue on and with my cards, and then when I run out of these, I will just use my lined stamp. So no worries there. And then back here again, when I get to the end of the book, is where there will be more room for photos and journaling. So my extra 2 pages, I can use that for journaling. The back of this one I could use for journaling. This would be great for journaling. I can cover this in a solid, like I've shown you before. You just take your copy paper or your art paper. Now this is a fold-out page, so I left that large to be able to do that. Let me see if I did that up here on this side. I don't remember. I may have just the extra. Okay, now I did it in the back. So this is a big page that came out of a book. So I took the extra of this page and then I just folded it and made it a fold out. So this would be perfect for journaling. Lots and lots of wonderful journaling spots. And so I will decorate that page up, and then that will be done. This was obviously The Wind in the Willow. So I took that page there. And then I decided to go ahead and use Velcro. So I've glued this into place, and it's going to take a while for that to set up, but it is definitely going to be secure. And as you can see, I mean, the minute it touched it, it was like grabbing it. Then we made another beautiful book plate for identifying our journal. Isn't this gorgeous? Look at that. Absolutely love it, love it, love it. So, and I decided, you could put eyelet here and ribbon, but I didn't want to mess around with ribbon. I didn't want to have to untie the ribbon, have the strings hanging around, so I went ahead and did it like this. And then right here, I will reinforce this and I will put a button. So we'll do the button. But to finish this off, to make the book plate, I've used a piece of poster board, and I just came over here, decided, I wanted a little bit of this to show of the background, the journal cover, and then I went with one solid piece of fabric. So I had to go through my stash of fabric before I found what I felt gave this cover its style. Pastel-y, too busy, too dark, and everything. It did not do a thing for it. So this is the vintage, very, very vintage. I loved that. And then of course I came in with vintage lace. I put cheesecloth here, and I put a cream colored lace here, the white here. I love that contrast. I love cream and white together. Solid cream cardstock here, and then I took it over to the sewing machine and I did the straight stitch around the edge, and then I did the zigzag on the book plate center. You can see the stitching there in the back. And then all we need to do now, just to add that extra little fun element, these are not necessary. You could use flat back gems, you could use flat back pearls, and whatever you want to use. But I like the look of the brass. I think that just really pulls together that vintage look. To me, that just says vintage. It just immediately screams vintage. And so that is what I always use. And then I use the holes that I've stitched. Let me see if that's going to look good there, or do I want to bring it up there? And then I just, so you don't have to really, this one over here I needed to poke a hole, so I had to get out my punch thing. Oh. Do I like it like that? Okay, yeah, it's going to go there. Ooh. It's very snug. So if you did not stitch, if you did not want to sew, then the brads, and you only glued it, that's where the brads will come in to play for really holding this all together very nicely. And then I used my Zig calligraphy markers. I've shown you that before. If you're new to my channel, then you can go back and watch my other videos and you'll see me actually writing that in. And then now just flip this over. If you've never used brads before, there's two little prongs on the back that you just have to put your thumbs, you have to use your thumbnails and put your thumbnails in there, pushing with your finger on the front side so that you're keeping it flush up against here. And then as you're trying to open these, then keep pushing from the front, and then that will hold it all into place. Okay. Ouch. And they are sharp little points, so be careful. And do not let children use these by themselves. They're very sharp. Okay, so now, since I have my Velcro closure part here, so then I just want to look at this so that when it closes, okay, so now I'm going to come in with my handy dandy Aleene's tacky glue. This is the glue that I like to use. It will hold anything, and it sets up fairly quickly. So I just go here and right on top of the stitching, and here I'll go between the two stitches, and I'm putting a pretty good amount. So I want this to really hold. And then I'll just put some right in the center. So that way we know for sure that this is not going to go anywhere. And then where I want to place it again, I'm keeping an eye for both sides so that when it's closed, okay, I like that. And I usually just get a paper towel. I find using a paper towel or wax paper, depending on how you are needing to adhere, if you're needing to rub it, I use wax paper on top. and then you can use your paper towel over the top of that. But in this case, I'm not going to be doing that. All I'm going to do is press, and that's good enough to get that glue to smush out and cover the back of that cardstock the way I want it to. And I know that I put it between the stitching here and down the center here. So just go over it several times, mashing, 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 pressing, pressing, pressing. Okay, and then you know it's there, set in place. So on the cover, as you can see, I've inked the edges of this. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that look. And then now that will cover, and I inked the edge here. I'm all around here. Okay, the back, I've not inked any of that. I don't feel like that is needing to be inked. And then that is it. Quick and easy. This right here is plenty of spot for me to journal. The same back here. All of this I can use for journaling. So this is a quick and easy way to make your 2022 or a brand new photojournal address book to keep your website, your passwords, your important addresses and dates, whatever it is that you want to remember and have a go-to place. And then when it's right there on my shelf, and I'll have to show you once I get it all in place, now I have a new little china cabinet where I'm housing my journals and other little odds and ends of knickknacks and collectibles that I have. So once I have finished that up, because we just purchased that off of Facebook Marketplace from a local person, and we had a few little things. It was a very, very wonderful piece, but it is old and it needed a few little repairs. So once we get the repairs finished, then I'll be able to show you, because it's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And the glass, it just houses it, and there's that, when the light's on it, it just looks so beautiful. So this will be right at my computer desk, obviously. It won't be in the cabinet with my other journals. But now the journals that I've completed, my Rebel Quilter Evergreen Journal, it will be in that cabinet. My needle book will be in the cabinet. The recipe book. So the things like that that I want to, pull out from time to time, those will go in the cabinet. So I still need to finish up the inside of my recipe journal, but isn't that beautiful? So I just wanted to show you that in case you were new to the channel or had missed that presentation. But this was the cover, and if you can see, this is wipeable. So I showed you how to make that and turn out beautiful. But see, isn't that gorgeous? I just love how these book plates, and they're just such a nice way to identify your journal. So those will be something that we will continue to do together here on the channel. So those are the quick few little supplies that you need. How quick and easy it is to put this together, and then you have a beautiful product. And so again, if you would like one of these, they will be available in my Etsy shop, Markets of Sunshine. And if you want to leave a comment for me to reserve one for you, then go ahead and do that. Thank you so much for being here. Keep creating in the sunshine. Stay tuned for the next video where we will make another photo journal book, and the surprise will be, which style will it be? And if you want to send me a private message, if you want to leave a comment below and leave me ideas, what you would like to see me do next in this series, then feel free to do so. Bye-bye.